Hi everyone, Lorco here, and welcome to my channel. So the topic for today is War Meta for weekend event week 120. So without further ado, let's proceed, guys. So as you can see, guys, on the weekend event for week 120, the current meta for this for the last weekend event is more about war. Because there was like a nerf happened to nature on last week Monday, where they changed the flourish god power. So technically, nature become one of the dominant deck, like dominant for the weekend event became now uh weaker now, and there are like two variation of war because of those jet are we have like the frenzy aggro or the war aggro and also a war control. So because of like the less count of nature, guys, the war control became one of the famous now in parallel with the war aggro. And based on the last week also meta update or guilds update, as they buff guild enforcer. So we encountered that there's a lot of guild enforcer in any kind of build that include nature, and that also favor also war also, because guild enforcer is a 3/4 creature with +2 armor for 5 casting cost, and it literally changed the meta uh, because of this one. And currently, as you can see on the top 10, there are like 5 war deck who managed to get on the top 10, and I'm gonna explain some of those guys. So first of all, guys, I'm gonna mention the current top 2 is by Devoted. He managed to get 23 out of 25, and he's using a war control. So as you can see, sorry guys, as you can see, this is Devoted. He's currently top 2, and this is his war control. So his war control, there's a lot multiple variation, but typically you will notice that there's a Demogorgon for life heal, and uh, there will be comeback of Hector, and some of those big 6 casting cost to 8 casting cost. So technically, this is more literally a mid-range to end game, like big casting cost deck. And at the early round, he will gonna do some board control using his small casting cost. So if you notice this, guys, there's a comeback of Enduring Shield because it's more on control. Demogorgon, Magic Missile are usually that you see from a war, an expensive war deck. And the one thing that the best combo why people use is Valkar Presence is the Out of Misery and Valkar's Present combo. Imagine on turn 3, you manage to do Out of Misery, and if you get a good luck, you manage to get those bigger creature with bigger health and bigger strength. If that goes to Knockv, that's a good because this card has Lich. So imagine you become a 6/6 Twin Strike with Lich. So this is like what I noticed like the best combo. And expect for Carnage Sweep. This is like a good combo with some of your weapon, like sacrifice your weapon and you do an area effect where it destroys everything. So this is like equivalent of their Apocalypse for War. So I am not quite sure on the next patch they're trying to nerf Carnage Whip because it is like literally a very powerful card. Literally, it will save your game if you manage to. I have lots of game yesterday using War Control. This Carnage Whip saved me against a big Guild Enforcer, Cyclops, or Pangolin, or other big minion that literally devastated me. So this is like a good so this is expect this one. So that's why on turn 5 or above, don't use your best card all in one in the board because you might go get a Carnage Whip combo by a War Control. So typical heal, no V, Pillager, Demogorgon, and also Hector. As long as there's a Leech card on the board, on the void, you can manage to get a Blitz and a leech life here, so we can like literally gain health here on this one. That's the main reason why people with Hector use Knockbeef Villager. Okay, so this is like his current deck, and as you can see, he has no two only two casting cost is pyramid and only one. The rest are spells. He starts I believe he gonna use Valka Presence for the early board creature, but yeah, typically he will gonna start on playing creature on three casting cost. So there's another variation here. If we're gonna go here to rank three, he's currently rank three. This guy, his name is Toxic TBH. He changed his name. And as you can see, this is like a mid-range one. This is not a war control, but mid-range. And as you can see, there's a guild enforcer. I understand a lot of aggro using guild enforcer for 5 turn because he's really powerful, hard to kill, and it can attack. This is not like a wall. Yes, he has front line, but this is not a structure that cannot attack. He can attack. And the good thing is it can be comboed with red fume. That's why people now are start using back red fume because to even though he has burn +1 armor does not because of armor, so the burn is useless. So this is like one of like the uh a little bit late game uh combo, as you can see, guys. The rest are typically aggro where you cast small minion and I'm a little bit sure why he used Valky's present, but I think he do both combination using Slayer and also Valky's present. I think the best combo for this one must be the Slayer God power to deals more damage here. And as you can see, he has more weapon, Blade of Sticks, Valky's Captain, and Warmonger. So he has total of 4 weapons base here and Archangel for uh to break down walls. He cannot destroy Guild Enforcer because he has technically 6 life. So probably he gonna rely with Red Fume to add that to one of his low cast minion and use Red Fume to destroy another Guild Enforcer for opponent. So technically that's like the main purpose. So aggressive. If opponent play Guild Enforcer, cast Red Fume. So break that Guild Enforcer. Guild Enforcer only deals 3 damage, so the creature will still have 2 lives. So that's like what I notice here. Expect Guild Enforcer in Evidrex, so that's typically a 5th turn. So if you have Red Fume also in your 5th turn, you can literally be ahead of time. And using the comeback of Enduring Shield, guys. Because Enduring Shield gives protect to one of your big creatures, especially Guild Enforcer. Imagine Guild Enforcer with protect and then Refume. It's literally powerful. So now let's go for another variant. So this is another variant, but mid-year. So mid-year is rank 6, managed to get still 23 wins. And this is his control, typical control with Guild Enforcer. The only changes is he has Orcish Elite also for control. And it does not have out of misery, but it still has like a typical. Oh, so the main reason why it doesn't have out of misery because he's using enrage. So I noticed lots of aggro now in core control using enrage. Why? Because imagine I cast enrage to Guild Enforcer, he became a 4 attack permanently, and because of the armor, there's no damage on him. And that's like what I'm not saying. There are lots of people exploiting Guild Enforcer, and this is the main reason why Guild Enforcer is a new meta. So that's like his like combo. So if you don't manage to kill this one gets more attack using enrage, and enrage is only 1 casting cost. So you can like add that one with the combo uh even here, right? The tier, he gets 1 damage, he get +5 strength. So this is like literally the big combo. So his war control is focusing on enrage, using on Guild Enforcer, tier, and probably end game for Anagrius. So some imagine Orcish Elite, you manage to pump this one on 6th turn, became 4/6, it can literally kill a lot. Uh Pump that one to one of your, imagine on turn 3, he became a 3-3-2 with blitz. So this is like a good, like a little bit control. So people are using in range now. So this is like so there are 3 god powers now that you expect from war: God Slayer, in range, and also Valka's present. So there's another 2 more war. So this is like same thing, a mid range one, guys. Lots of people copying this deck, Enduring Shield. less 1/1 creature, but more on 2 and ramping up on up to 5. And I think Guild Enforcer, Red Fume combo, Orcish Elite, and these two big famous the must have 6 casting cost legendary now in war, Anor and Hirtakus. This is like a good combo. Imagine if I played this one and the next turn I play Hirtarkus and Hirtarkus became 10-6. Technically, I kill one creature and that at the end of turn, Einar will use his 10 strength to either attack God or one of his big weakest minions. So this is like a little bit like a mid-range. So there's a disadvantage of this guy, mid-range versus war control. I noticed at, if the war control managed to control this mid-range and it managed to reach 7 casting cost and above, the favor now goes to war control. So always expect war control, literally board control everything until turn 7. And then from turn 7, he will gonna start his counterattack. So that's how majority control works, guys. From sleep deception, board wipe step to war control, this is literally how they play. This is how technically how they play, guys. Stall the game, control at early until turn 7, and turn 7 they're gonna do a counter attack. So if we check now, same thing here, guys. So as you can see, this is also a little bit of mid-range, guys. Mid-range with Guild Enforcer, with Red Fume, with 6, the only 7 casting cost. So there are, and FYI, he's using Enrage. So typically, at second turn, Vanguard with Enrage become 3-2. So this is like a new meta now. Flourish has been nerfed, and I think this is like the replacement for that one. A mid-range guy. So I think my advice to you guys for this one is play this in range guy for lower rank. I think this is like a good deck. You don't need an expensive card here. As you can see, he has Blade of Sticks. Typical aggro, but exploiting the Guild Enforcer and Enrage here, guys, to do board control and to do additional damage. And as you can see, imagine Wagner Cavalry with armor. It can become a 3-1, a 3-2. And the armor literally negate the 1 damage of your creature. And that's why Guild Enforcer becoming popular, guys. And the last deck that I'm gonna show you is one of our community, PH Junius. He's a Filipino guys, and he managed to get 21 wins out of 25 using his aggro. And as you can see, this is like a he's been famous by using war aggro, and he's still using up to date. And good for him, he managed to get 21 wins. And I think his anti-guild enforcer will be sharpened. And as you can notice, he has lots of weapon producer, Leviathan Hunter, uh Valkas, and Blade of Stick. So he's gonna use Sharpen to probably pump up one of his Knock V to become 6-1. As we are friends, he can destroy those Guild Enforcer. And then he literally use this one, either control the board, deals more damage, and Slayer. So he's literally a fast aggro, literally devastate your opponent life and rely on Slayer to lower more his life. So this is like a good build, guys. If you can like try, you can like replace Pyramid Warden with heavy. You must sharpen. If you're gonna use sharpen, guys, always make sure you have like more weapon producer, because this one will become a dead card. Take advantage of like having a +3 on a weapon and +3 on a creature at the same time. This literally a good card, guys. I think this is like his exploit here. His exploit is sharpen using Warmonger to add more damage, and your weapon producer Leviathan, Valkas, and Blade of Sticks, and using Archangel Bruiser for eliminating walls, or also for overkill. So this is like an aggressive like type. I think he's more on face, probably a little bit of board control early, but literally attack, attack. Lower your opponent's health to 10 or below, and then use God Slayer every turn. Okay, so that's it, guys. So the meta, this week meta is more about the Guild Enforcer. So technically, since the Guild Enforcer has been added and nerf of the Flourish, people are using War Control, control deck with Guild Enforcer, even aggro. As you can see, has a two variation, a fast deck like this and also a mid-range. Mid-range where they gonna add more a little bit of 6 and 5 casting cost to the pool and try to win the game on 6 or at the 6 casting cost. War Control are more on delaying games until 7 casting cost, so its end game is usually 7 CC and above. They're relying on Lich creature like Hector and Demogorgon, just like to stall the game. Carnage Whip for board control, for gaining tempo, and that's it. War now is one of the most popular uh, god because he has like multiple variation. You have aggro, control, and multiple good god power that you can like utilize. So if you have like a comment, guys, kindly message me. Can leave me a comment, and if you like my video, kindly be sub and like for more geo content. And thank you so much, guys.
There's a distance